when first thought, submit spirit before matter. Our celestial humanity arrives, awakening in a dream, an inception of our reality. So we live, we love, and then there's music. So we dance, we sing, we praise, we reflect. In the infinite in between, the now that was, faces dance in our dreams. Some familiar, some a cosmic composition. In the irrelevance of this time, we realize the passion of the random action, learning the lesson that the brotherhood of man is far more important than the ego of any individual. Imagination becomes the sound of thought, traveling at the speed of art. So we paint on the canvas of our ephemeral encounters. A masterpiece that lives in the eternity of a child's.
Yo.
Peace, brother.
Peace, brother. How you doing?
All is well.
That's what's up.
I ran into a little mishap. I was going to get me some breakfast, and I was like, I got a few minutes, go get some breakfast. I messed around, locked myself out the house. I got back in, so I was like, you know what? Simpler breakfast it is. I don't need to go out and get nothing. I need to just stay here and get what I got right here.
Man, I feel
that's so much trouble to go through that I had to get locked out the house. I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay right here.
Yeah, I'm glad you're good though.
Coffee and something simple. But yeah, you ready for this, brother?
Let's do it.
Okay. The first question, you are such a phenomenal brother, and I've admired you over the years as far as your work with poetry and going back to mahogany and before that and just being a driving force in Detroit poetry that's very key to the artistic spirit of the city. And so I want to get from your own words, what is the fluent vibration of Joel Greene?
Are you taking notes or are you recording?
I'm recording.
Perfect. Okay. All right. The fluent vibration of Joel Greene. Wow. Well, I think what makes me uniquely me, if I'm interpreting that way, would be, I'm genuine as far as really caring about the city and how we're presented in the arts in the city. I care about black voices being heard in the city. I care about us black folks owning our Africanness. I'm just using it as a word. You know what I'm saying? Africa within us and being proud of that and representing that in Detroit. We don't have to lean towards whiteness.
Right.
If I'm being honest. Also, I'm a nice person. I'm not perfect. I've had a lot of my ego struggles over the years, like a lot of artists do in the community. But I think what makes me me is I've dealt with that. And I'm conscious of dealing with it. I'm conscious of being a better artist, a better person, a better human being. So I think that as I grow, I feel my art growing. I feel my ideas growing. I feel like I'm reaching out to more people and people are really reaching out to me as I grow. Like I feel the universe blessing me more as I've grown and I see it. And so I feel good about that. I feel good. It shows me I'm on the right path. So I like to just give love to other people. I like to sow into young artists. I like to encourage my fellow artists around my age not to give up, to keep going. you know. And I really just enjoy putting on for the city in the realest way possible. You know, I like presenting the best poets, the best energy. I want people to leave feeling full and feeling good. So, yeah,
That's what's
me.
up. So how did you get the name Fluent?
In a dream when I was in high school, I had a dream. I could tell you the dream one day, it's the whole thing. But basically in a dream, a friend of mine from school that I used to rap with said, Fluent, get it? And then I woke up.
Oh, wow.
And so then I was like, oh, I'm going to call myself Fluent. So this is like my high school rap name. I remember I went to school like that morning and I wrote it on a chalkboard. Like, I'm going to call myself Fluent. You know, like before class, you'd be writing on chalkboard.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm going to call myself Fluent. And then ever since then, it was just like, just ran with it.
Okay.
I never even second guessed it, which is weird. Like, I don't know what it was. I just stuck with it. Before that, I was going through all types of little names. You know, J Smooth or something, and something else, and something else. You know, you're young.
Oh, okay.
Of the 90s, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So I know your family. I've heard. I don't know for certain. I just heard your family is an artistic family, musicians and whatnot. I don't know who specifically or whatnot, but having grown up in the artist family, how has that influenced your overall vibe in life?
I mean, I grew up around good music. My dad's a jazz musician.
Okay.
His name's Charles Greene. You know, and so he used to take us around. You know, it influenced my life because I got to see the way he lived as an artist and as a working musician. I mean, he was always gigging on weekends. He played at different places around the city, from Baker's to places that are closed now. You know what I'm saying? And so he's been around for a while. So he would go to the studio. He always had a studio in the house. So there was always music being made or playing from the basement in his studio, you know, all the time, repeating tracks over and over. I could listen to him like make a whole song from my bedroom, you know what I'm saying? Because he'd be in the studio. Or sometimes I just walk in there and watch him do stuff, you know, just to be a part of it. And so, yeah, man, like, you know, he put me up on jazz, of course, and a lot of good music. You know, so that was the vibe, you know, and he used to take me around to different little spots. I'd sit in the audience and watch him play. We'd always go to the Jazz Fest every year, you know. And so, having a father as a musician definitely influenced my life and got me interested in the creative life, like wanting to see what that was all about. You know what I'm saying? Wanting to be a part of that, especially the nightlife aspect of it, like, you know, that whole thing. I was fascinated by it, the nightlife. I was just fascinated by the nightlife, like being out. When I'm asleep and he's out, I was fascinated by that. Like, wow.
It is a fascinating thing. The jazz scene and all of the artistic scenes are quite interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, besides that, you know, my dad's musician, my brothers, both, we all kind of are into the visual arts. We've all kind of always drawn in different ways, different forms. Like my older brother is really good at like drawing portraits of people and, you know, portraiture or whatever. And like my younger brother's good at that as well. I'm kind of abstract with my stuff, but I used to always draw like cartoons a lot when I was a kid.
Okay.
And so I have cousins that can draw, you know what I'm saying? I think like the art thing is really interesting in my family. Visual arts is a big part of it, which is interesting, you know, because people don't know me for that. I never really pursued that. There was a time I thought I would, but I never did. So.
Yeah, I've seen some of your work, and your daughter's work is quite phenomenal, I must say.
Thank you, man.
And I'm not patronizing when I say that. I just think it's phenomenal because it's so genuine. Looking at the work on your latest book, the Detroit poem that your daughter did. It was your daughter, right?
Yep.
The work that she did, I was like, wow, it's so genuine and authentic, you know. And straight from the innocence of a child, you know. And I thought that was phenomenal that you use her work for as a theme for your book.
That's what's up, brother. Yeah, man. It happened so naturally. You know what I'm saying? I had asked her to do it, and it took her a while. Then one night we were just watching TV, and she's like, "Dad, you want me to do the art for the book?" I was like, "Yeah." And she just sat there and knocked it out.
Oh, that's what's up.
And like I was like, "Oh wow!" Just when she was ready to do it, she did it.
Right.
It was it's like a real artist, of course.
Right.
Like, I ain't paying no money. She ain't get no deposit.
Right.
There was no rush on her half. It was like, you know, whatever she wants to get to it, she'll get to it. And she blessed me, man.
That's what's up. She sure did. Yeah. She sure did.
Yeah.
I know you are Detroit's #1 fan. and you love the city of Detroit. You support the city of Detroit. You breathe, live, and eat the city of Detroit. But what are some of your most favorite cities besides Detroit?
Well, I'm a New York fan. I love Harlem specifically, the borough, or Manhattan, but Harlem, specifically Harlem, you know what I'm saying? Just because, it's just, I don't know, man, the poetry history, I released my first book there in Langston Hughes's Brownstone in Harlem.
What was the name of your first book?
Release party for my first book. Actually, not my first book, I'm sorry, for my book, Felt. That's a collection of personal favorites. That's my last book. I apologize. So, so I released that book at Hughes House in Harlem.
Okay.
Before the pandemic. I think it's like 2018.
How many books have you written, and name them?
Oof, man. So my first book is Waxing Waning. That was maybe 2014.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, maybe a little earlier, maybe 2013. I'm not sure, but Waxing Waning. Then Poems of Bungalow and Concrete.
I don't have that one. I gotta get that one.
That one right there, that's a good one. I like that book. Okay. And then also the love poem book. I can't think of the name of it right now. It's like Somewhere in the Middle, a collection of love poems. It's not really my favorite book, to be honest with you. I gotta slap that thing together.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie.
A couple of them I gotta get.
Huh?
There's a couple you named I didn't know you wrote that I gotta get.
Yeah. I gotta re-release them, man. But at the time, I was learning how to make books.
Okay.
The first book I put love into is my first book, of course. Second book, of course. Third book, it was like, I don't know. I think I was going through maybe a depressive patch or something. To the point where maybe I was just like not really totally tuned in. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't honed into it. So it came out the way it came out. It is what it is. Maybe I'll revisit that at some point. And then after that was Felt, a collection of personal favorites, which I really like. That's poems I like from like the other three books, plus newer stuff that I like, That was kind of like me making up for the other books being a little all over the place. You know what I'm saying? As I'm learning, you feel me? It's like there's typos. I'm doing everything myself. It's like self-publishing. There's typos, there's errors.
That's all right.
Yeah, like, that makes it what it is.
Makes it authentic, like
yeah. And so it's funny because you have my latest book, which brings me to my latest book, which is
Detroit Poems.
Detroit Poems, and in Detroit Poems, which is funny, like first page error. You know what I'm saying? That's totally okay because I'm going to fix that. Like, I have the definitive edition coming out within like 2 weeks. So when that drops, I'll have all the necessary.
Imperfection is what makes your work great.
Well, thank you, man. And also,
that's how I feel about every artist, and I don't feel I feel like the creator is not going to allow you to be all the way perfect because that's him, but I believe your uniqueness is shown through what the world calls imperfection, because you're not imperfect and nothing you do is imperfect. It's just the way the world sees everything. They like, well, you gotta have the dots, all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed. Like, well, maybe I didn't want to at that point. Something in my spirit was telling me not to do it.
Right. That's real. That's real, my brother. So yeah, man. That brings me to now. So I'm just, I've gotten comfortable. I like self-publishing. I see myself publishing other people's books, or maybe like an anthology of different people. Maybe like a yearly anthology, you know what I'm saying?
What's up. I'll be down for that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, something where I can throw love to my other creators in the city and do it in a real way. I'm all about that, man. So
Yes, sir. Let me ask you this. What does hip-hop and poetry mean to you cohesively?
I mean, they're both something I love. Hip-hop was my first love musically. And then poetry my real love for poetry came from hip hop, because the hip hop, the rappers I love were poetic, like Paz from De La Soul, very poetic. Early Common, poetic. You know what I'm saying? These are cats that, I modeled my poetry off. I would read my raps as poems starting out. I wasn't really intentionally writing poems. Right. I was writing raps. I was writing stuff to beats, and then when I go to open mics, I just read them as poems.
You had a unique style for that. I've always admired that because it was so different than everybody else, and I like that.
Like, hey, man, that's very intentional. I never wanted to sound like everybody else.
I know.
There's so many people, you go to open mic and like 80% of the people sound alike.
Yeah.
You know, and it's an anomaly when someone sounds different. That's a shame, you know.
Yeah. So this is a hard one. This is a hard one. It might be easy for you though. But who is the GOAT MC, and explain?
Who's the GOAT MC?
Yeah.
Ugh, come on, man. This is tough. You know what? Right now, I'm gonna say from, you know, all my. Years,
from each. I'll give you it. Make it easier for you. From each era.
See, that makes it harder.
That makes it harder.
One option. I can give you one option, but you're telling me to break down each era. There's so many great rappers from each era. It's like.
Well, you can name them. You know, it could be more than just one.
Well, see, if you're talking about the GOAT, greatest of all time, right now, up to now,
yeah,
I would probably have to say Andre 3000.
Okay.
Because, and then Kendrick after him.
Okay.
And I say 3 Stacks because 3 Stacks, brilliant. His work with Outkast, of course, brilliant. He made everyone around him better. That's a real genius when you can make other people around you rise to the occasion because they got to rise to your shit. You know what I'm saying? You're on a song with you.
Yeah.
That's brilliance right there. That's true brilliance. And then also, I mean, the brother is just an innovator. You know, he did so many different things with music. A smart brother, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just he, to me, like the ultimate MC. You know what I'm saying? Just versatile in his style, not afraid to just express himself the way he wants to express himself. Did daring shit in many different ways, you know what I'm saying? And man, as an artist, I admire that. That's like fearlessness right there.
Yes, sir.
You can talk about bars and all the shit all day, and he got all that, so that's not even a question, you know what I'm saying? You talk about being a fearless human being on this earth and like saying, I'm just going to do what I need to do to be happy. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty much kind of the epitome of that. I don't know his life, but that's the way he's always rolled. So I would say 3 Stacks. Greatest of all time. Kendrick second for the same reasons, but Kendrick's just a beast. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick is just like, you know, he's that guy. He's just, you know, his leaning into blackness the way he has, it makes me feel good. You know, during this time that we live in, it's been healing. He's made healing music for us as a people. He's made fun music. He's just really important. You know, his importance is, you know, outside, like, you know, lyrically, we know these guys are lyrically inclined, but like our beasts with it, they're the dopest. But at the same time, their importance during the time right now, you know what I'm saying, or when they were hitting, like when 3 Stacks were Outkast and the stuff they made during the times they were out, the Bush years and all that, that was healing music, man.
Yeah.
You know, that was right like during 9/11 and shit, when Bombs Over Baghdad came out and all that shit. Remember, it was crazy. It was a crazy time. Sorry. And Hey Ya, that was healing. As cheesy as that song I got, because you heard it all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was healing. It was fun music, you know? And so Kendrick serves that same purpose. And it's very intentional, you can tell. You know, and I respect that. So,
that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm skipping through, going all around everywhere, not in particular order. Why is music, art, and poetry so critical to the world today?
That's how we express the bullshit of the world today. You know, the things we love about the world, the pain of the world today. I mean, the things we're critical of. You know, art, music, poetry, the words, you know, the sounds, the visuals. That's how we tell the stories of the people. You know, that's how we let future generations know this is what was happening. That's how the people felt. You know, you don't get the politicians writing the poems. Or, you know what I'm saying? They're busy making laws and cheating and stealing and doing bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But while we, the people, are the ones feeling the brunt, and we're telling the stories of whatever's going on in the world. You know, and so it's important to have the people, the right people, especially, doing these things. You know, because these stories have to be told. You know, these sites had to be seen, you know what I'm saying? These songs had to be heard, all that. It's just, it's crucial. So, you know.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, I believe all of us, at least for myself anyway, you know, each and every one of us is a work in progress. And some of us have accomplished a great deal and whatnot. and like yourself. And what I ask you, why have you committed to your life's poem?
Why have I committed to my life's call?
Life's poem.
Oh, life's pool. Ooh.
Poem.
Oh, poem. Why have I committed to life's poem?
Yeah. Why have you committed to your life's poem?
To my life's poem. Oof. This keeps getting better. All right. Why have I committed to my life's poem? Well, it's my life's poem. I mean, if my life wrote me a poem, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to read it. I'm not going to dismiss that. It's like my calling. It's something that, like, I accidentally heard pulling and calling and all that, but it's those things. You know what I'm saying? It's what I'm compelled to do. I couldn't be an authentic person and live my authentic experience on this earth if I wasn't creating and writing and sharing and putting people on stage. I couldn't. This is what I'm compelled to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's beautiful to talk about it because rarely do I sit down and really just think about it. I'm just doing it, you know? Sometimes you don't really think about why you are the way you are. But I mean, this is who I am, man. I've always been that one, you know what I'm saying? You know, me and my brothers talk, and they're like, we all do things artistically, but I was the one that, out of all my siblings, I have a sister as well, you know, and she's very creative, by the way. But I'm the one that, I guess, that I'm the misfit kid, you know, just without any regard for anything else, school, whatever, rules, nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what the fuck I want to do with the creativity. I'm going to find a way to be somewhere. I'm going to find a way to, even if I have to come back late and be on punishment, you know, if I had to, whatever, you know, was going on in my life, you know, I dropped out of high school. This was more important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't go to college. This was more important. You know what I'm saying?
So that's your commitment right there. You like, hey, I dropped everything and wrote a poem. That's a poem right there.
Yeah, and poetry found me, bro. It really found me. I was going to Mahogany open mic, you know, because there's a shit to do, and I was still at the same time going to hip hop shop, you know. So I was trying to be a rapper really for the longest time. Even after Mahogany, I was still rapping. You know, and I still love rapping. It's fun, but you know, I just grown into being a poet, and I love this role that I'm in, this place that I am. But you know, back in the day, oh man, you know. So I don't know. It's always been like, I don't know. I just found it. I discovered it, and it really found me and showed me love. We kind of found each other, like real love, like the truest love. You kind of find each other. You know what I'm saying? So,
So let me ask you this. As far as the elements, you can classify as the elements of whatever classification of element that you want. What element do you identify with?
I'm water all day, man. Yeah, I'm definitely water. I feel like water, you know, and I can't even swim, bro. Like I'm not I love water, but, you know, water, man, for sure. You know, I think that I'm adaptable, you know, I'm open to change, you know what I'm saying? You know, I can be very forceful when needed, but I'm also very chill, you know. It depends on other factors. Just like water. You know? So, you know, it is what it is, man. And then maybe I carry people on my back a lot, you know, like the city. Hey, that's a good answer, right? You know, I gotta carry, hey, just like water. You can't get nowhere ships without that water.
Keep the boats floating.
Keep the boats floating. You're trying to get, you know, I'm trying to bridge people, so
that's what's up.
You know, water gets you from one place to another.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so yep.
You've seen a lot of different change within the various ciphers of spoken word and hip hop and all kind of stuff. So as far as that, what do you think is the stamina of the spoken word?
How's it going right now?
Yeah, what is the stamina?
Stamina as far as like how long it's gonna last?
Just stamina, whether, you know, however you want to look at that.
Stamina, spoken word in Detroit or just spoken word in general?
Spoken word in general. And Detroit.
Well,
Detroit.
Well, I think around, you know, spoken word scene I goes through times where it's like really popular, less popular. I don't know. I mean, it's been a constant thing since the '90s, where it's just this cultural thing, especially in the black community. Every city's got their little poetry scene. Not a little like in a bad way.
Right.
It's literally like a little scene. It's not like a lot of people, of course, not like a lot of scenes. But we have every city has their poets. We have ours. Cleveland, New York, other places have their poets. So I think that it's just always been around. It's been around for longer than the '90s, of course. We can go back. But that's when it became more of a constant thing, where you can go to like maybe a club in the city and there's poetry. You feel me? Like a place that normally wouldn't have poetry, they might have a poetry night. I think after Love Jones, they kind of made it like, oh, let's get some money up in here. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some people in here. It made it like a more of a viable thing in the black community to have it like a part of our thing, on a regular basis. You feel me? Mahogany was doing it. Pour Me Cafe was doing it. Places were doing it before Love Jones. But Love Jones just made it like,
put it on the
places
map.
all around the country were doing it before Love Jones. But, Love Jones is based on this scene that existed.
Yeah, they put it on the minds of the people. Made them aware of it, where it was pretty much underground as far as the mainstream was concerned.
Yeah, and they made it sexy.
Yeah,
they made which sex sales in every way. So therefore, they're like, oh, let's add some sexiness to our venue. Let's have this poetry night. Let's do it on a night where we normally aren't open, like a Monday or a Tuesday or Sunday. Right. You know what I'm saying? And try to make some money. And so that's what happened. So, but poetry, man, like, the written word, there's so many different, spoken word, that's spoken word, you know what I'm saying? I like the term performance poetry, personally. But spoken word, all that stuff, that's what that is. But the written word, man, it's been around and ain't going nowhere. And I think because of Instagram, things like that, short poems have gotten popular. Things you can read and get a feel from quickly, that's gotten really popular. Because that's what people go to Instagram for, like certain poets, and give you that, about 2 to 3 lines of just something, a thought. And that's cool, what I'm saying? That's its own genre thing, and everything changes, but I'm glad that poetry found a way to adapt with this society right now, which is very quick information, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And so, if you're into that, that's fine, but there's also long-form things that are coming out, of course. And so there's all types, poetry.
The extended play, as they say.
Right, extended play, And so, it's been around, it's going to be around, and I'm happy about that, because as a poet, I can actually make a living doing it, you know what I'm saying? And I don't see that slowing down, which is good. I would know, so that makes me feel good that the scene allows me to get paid doing it, basically. There's a demand, there's a necessity for it,
Okay.
So that's cool,
All right, I'm going to combine these next 2 questions.
Okay.
What are some of your favorite? Why do you love Detroit? And what are some of your favorite places to eat in Detroit?
I love Detroit because I don't want to say the regular same words that you always hear. I don't even want to say them like suggested I would say. I'm just gonna think of something. Totally, that's just the realest thing I can tell you. Why I love Detroit. It loves me back. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest with you. There's no other place that loves me more than, like, I get love here. I'll be out downtown. What's up, Fluent? Somebody just rolled their bike the other day. I don't know, they rolled right back past me and turned around and said, what up, Fluent? And kept riding. With my daughter. And she sees this all the time. So she's like, oh, man, everybody knows my daddy. Of course that makes me feel good.
Right.
And so it's like, this happens all the time. And I'll see people I know that I love. People that have put money in my pockets over the years, people that come to my shows, people that I respect, people, my mentors out in the streets all the time. I can see people, there are regulars you see in the city that, regular characters, like the brother that sells the CDs downtown. He's been downtown for years. And anybody seen this one, brother? People know what I'm talking about. He has a CD talking
about Shadow Clan.
He a wild brother.
You talking about the Shadow Clan, brother?
Probably so, man.
He used to sell those Shadow Clan CDs.
Like Easy a little bit.
He sell those Shadow Clan albums. I bought a couple from him.
Nice. I bought a couple over the years too. I remember when he was in Greektown. He's been at it for a long time. He used to be in Greektown all the time. Then he moved to Campus Martius.
Yeah, he used to be at the City County building too, or the Colvin A. Young Center, as it's known now.
But that's why I love Detroit, man. Detroit is giving me a whole experience of poems and beauty and loves and pain and all types of things. You know, it's helped me grow a lot as a person, as a man. It's made me strong. It's made me resilient. And I hate to say that's that word. One of the words I didn't want to use was resilient.
Yeah.
But for me,
it's hard to get around that word, bruh. It's I know it's used so many times, but it's hard to get around it unless we come up with another synonym or something for it. Another way to say it, you know. You know, because it's just what the city is, man, and it's instilled in everybody here.
No, that's real, man. It's you know, it's just it's overall just a vibe of just a familiar. We're in this together. We know what it is with us.
That's what's up.
You know, we know what it is with us. You
yes,
know,
sir.
And
yes, sir.
You know, that's just what that means. Everything when you're from here, you just know. Okay, yeah. So.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So having said that, here's your chance to give shout outs to your favorite places to eat.
Oh, favorite place to eat? Man, I mean in the city, if I'm like trying to get down with some food, really. Ooh, let me go first. All right, first for all the most beautiful reasons, I would say Baobab Fair.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I love Baobab Fair. I mean, the samaki is amazing. That's a fish dish.
Yeah,
I recommend that to anybody that eats
that.
fish, that loves fish. If you love fish, get the samaki.
Yeah.
You know, just their food. Everything I've had is delicious. The owners are awesome people. And they're, you know, with their kids running around, you know what I'm saying? It's like I always have good conversations with Mamba every time I'm in there.
Yeah.
We're talking about something good. The coffee's awesome.
Yeah.
Just an overall vibe of love and welcome, and the food is always consistently good. So I would say first Baobab Fair. I'm a pizza head, man, so you know I rock with, you know, the buddies and all that. But I'm gonna say for some good pizza, I like Sicily's pizza too on Southwest.
Yeah.
That's some good pizza, man.
Okay.
I like Sicily's. I like La Palma for the Middle Eastern food.
Yes, sir.
I go there.
I get them lamb chops at La Palma. Them lamb chops be on pizzoin.
I ain't never had the lamb.
Man, them lamb chops be on pizzoin, brother. You got to try them lamb chops. They be on pizzoin.
Okay, I'm gonna get them. I know they are. All right, I believe it. No, La Palma's good, man. I mess with them heavy. Where else? Ooh, man. I like Harmony Garden too. I like their they have good food.
Yeah.
Harmony Garden had like their twist on Middle Eastern. They're consistent as well, so I like them. I might see some of that today, actually. I'm kind of feeling that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You know, I like my soul food, man. You know, I like my spots. You know, I like birds. I mess with birds. You know, back and forth. I mess with birds. Yeah, man. Just, you know, so many good restaurants in the city. Detroit, the restaurant scene right now in Detroit is on point. A lot of good spots to eat. And it's only growing, so.
Yeah.
And also Babo. I gotta shout out my people at Babo.
Okay.
That's right up, this block up from me. And, you know, below the Park Shelton.
Yeah.
And, that food is always good. The owner, Chris, is really cool. Staff is awesome. They love me. I get love every time I get in there. They get my daughter stuff all the time every time I walk in there. It's just a good vibe, man. They're just really welcoming, cool, and the brunch is awesome. So I recommend that for brunch for sure. Make a reservation because it get packed up in there.
That's what's up. Segueing from that, what is the greatest joy of having a child?
No children, but the greatest joy of being a dad, a father.
Yeah.
The greatest joy of being a father is just seeing them be themselves and also like you at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's nice. It reminds you to like be graceful and remember that you were once like them. So not to be hard on them and also not to be hard on yourself at the same time. Like you're learning both lessons. You know, that's really cool. But the joy is watching them do whatever they do. It could be drawing a picture and wanting you to look at it. You know, it could be. She drew, my daughter, I'm looking right now at a potato chip that she drew on with some paint. She like painted like the rim of this potato chip. I'm looking at it like, is that mold? Like, no, that's paint. That's how I know my daughter. You know what I'm saying? She painted on a potato chip. And it's funny because it's like, you know, it's just on the floor in the living room because she was just over here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, stuff like that, that's joy. Finding a note she wrote that says, I love you, Daddy. You know, watching my son Gabe, you know, he's 20 at Clark. And so knowing that he's 20 at Clark,
That's what's up.
you know, I mean, just knowing that he did all the things he needed to do to get there, he did that, you know. And yeah, I raised him, you know, along with his mother. You know, we helped steer the whole thing, but he's the one that did the necessary things, you know.
That's what's
And
up.
to know that he became this person, and just to watch how he moves his conversations in life, things he chooses to talk about and focus on as opposed to other things. I love it. He's his own young man. So, you know, these are the joys, man. I think just watching them be who they are, and also like you, and also just do great things and little things and funny things, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to Mahogany.
Okay.
What was Mahogany like as a host? What drives you as a poet and writer and educator? And name as many Mahogany artists you can off the top of the dome, Fluent style.
Ooh, okay. First question. As a host, Mahogany was incredible. You know, it was fun. It was fun being that guy. You know, being the guy that people turn to. You know, I grew a lot at Mahogany. When I first started, you know, hosting there, I was just goofy and young and happy to be in that position. You feel me?
Yeah.
But then I grew as a man during it, and then especially afterwards. You know, I moved to Chicago, came back, grew a lot. Then had Gabe. You know, other things happened. Life. And so Mahogany was the springboard for my adult life. That was my college. So as a host, so I didn't go to college. So when everybody else was in college, my friends and all that, girls I was dating were in college. I was at Mahogany.
You was
so,
in school.
That's what I was doing, man. So, yeah, man, I think that gave me, you know, I don't know. Just as a host, it was awesome, man. I met lifelong friends. You know, I heard some amazing poems. It made me a better poet because I was privy to hearing all these people. Because I was just okay with being mostly the host guy for the longest time. I wanted to be like a dope ass poet as well, but I kind of felt like I couldn't match certain people at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like when I heard people like Kari Turner, certain people, I felt like, oh wow, like how am I gonna write like that? Or where am I gonna get? You know what I'm saying? I kind of a little bit. I knew it was in me. I knew I'd get there, but I just at the time I knew I wasn't there, and so I was just learning a lot.
Then
I wasn't there.
Then you realize you had the only person you had to challenge and be like was yourself. Be better than yourself.
Exactly. I wanted to be the best version of myself because now I'm the guy that will come to Mahogany and like rip the stage.
Right.
But back then I was the host guy. I'll read a poem that people liked or laughed at or it was cool. And it was, you know, I had my good ones too, but I had a lot of just stuff I was mostly focused on hosting and flirting. You know what I'm saying? Having fun. And just having fun. Just until I was young, I was having fun, you know. When you're 19 years old, you having fun. So that's what I was doing. Yeah, man. So the next question was,
what drives you as a poet, writer, and educator?
oh, my people, man. You know, my people. Right? You know, the people, the poet, writer, educator. These are things done for other people to.
You've done some work with people teaching them poetry, have you not?
Yeah, I have a class today.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I do it every Wednesday with Mariners Inn over at Cass and Ledyard. I've been doing it there for almost 6 years.
Wow.
It'll be 6 years in April, I think. It's crazy. Yeah, I've been there for a while. And then also, what else, man? I've been over 50 schools around the city and outside the city. You know, outside the state.
And you basically dropped out of the system to teach them the system.
Yeah, well, to teach them a different system.
That's what I'm saying. Teach them the system.
Yeah,
you was teaching the system because your system is free. It's not bound up to, you know, all this indoctrination of Americanism as far as, you know, this slave mentality. You teaching them how to be free because there's nothing more free than teaching somebody how to write and express themselves. And I've always admired that about educators. You know, everybody always think, oh, you got to go to school and get a degree in this. And it's like, no, your life experience can be the best teacher for everybody. You know, when you start sharing your gifts and talents. And that's when I remember when I first heard you was doing stuff at Mariners Inn, I was like, wow, that's phenomenal, man. I've always admired that, and I've always held you in high esteem for doing that because, it takes a lot to be patient and teach somebody else how to do something, or influence them or inspire them. To be an inspiration is one of the greatest attributes anybody could have.
That's real, brother. You got, yeah, man. That's so real. I appreciate you saying that. That's why we're supposed to do these things. For our own benefit, of course, because we want to be good at these things, and then also to inspire other people to be good at these things.
Yes, sir.
You have to get good first, so and then you got to really want to teach. That gets you more money and more love and everything in the long run. The willingness to teach others.
Yes,
it's weird to me when people. I don't know, man. Not to get too personal, but like my father, for instance, I always wondered why he never did more with like sewing into other, like teaching more. I mean, he's taught, but I mean like teaching piano and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
or like certain people. It's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I can't speak for him, but as far as myself, people ask you to teach them or inquire about it, but I don't see them ever following through when you offer and you say, yeah, I can teach you. And then it's another thing, when you're an artist, you, especially a jazz musician, a lot of things can be unorthodox according to the standard way of learning. And so if you teach somebody something, you don't want to be the fault of somebody else beating up on them. But who taught you that? That ain't how you do that. And so
can we strike that? Did we strike this whole thing from the because I don't want yes, I respect that. You're right. You're totally right.
No, what you said is cool. That's you were being honest. That's cool. But that's the insight for it. Because that's how I understand it. That's just me. So that it may be something. He may have went through the same thing with people asking him or whatever, and they not following. I know that's one of the most common things is that people never follow through. They say they want to learn, but they never call you or try to follow up or none of that, or they back down or change their mind and all kind of stuff. Okay,
that's wild because I had somebody like pay for a consultation on how to like get started with a book. Just the first step, like just running through the steps, and not the follow up stuff, and they never hit me back up.
Yeah,
some months ago, I'm like, they paid for this.
Yeah,
you would think you should follow up, and I've done it too. I paid for stuff and I followed up on it. I totally get it. I've said I want to do things, not showed up, now it came through. I know.
Yeah.
So
we all
for sure. I definitely understand both sides of that.
So the last part of that question was name as many mahogany artists on the mic as you can. Fluent style. Act like you the host right now and you about to call them up. They on the open mic list.
All right, well, show some love. Hand class, finger snaps, toe tap, Worldwide International, downtown Detroit, Cafe Mahogany Love for Dominique Morrisseau, Sparrow, Kari Turner, LaDonna, Anadar, Freeway, Lazy, DJ Invisible, just because he was the DJ. Mikey. So many people. Frenchie. These are classic people, by the way. I'm mentioning now. I'm glad I'm getting these names down.
I know all of
them. Shit. Let me say. Who else? Oh man, so many people. Shanga Bay. There's a million names, man. Who else? Rod. Let me start visualizing people. Now the twins, Carla and Camille. I got to see myself standing on the stage, looking out in the audience.
Yes, sir.
And seeing these beautiful people that I love so much, and respect so much. Who else, man? So many people, bro. Like I could do this all day. But
yes, sir. I'm gonna go into the next.
That might have been a hot 10, real quick. I don't know.
That was cool. And So how has the Mahogany era influenced you to this day? And who was Crazy Joe?
Oh, come on, man. Crazy Joe, man. Come on now. Yes. My man Joe, man, like basically, I'm trying to remember Joe's last name. But yes, Crazy Joe. Poet at Mahogany. He used to always read poems. Everybody loved him. I'm trying to think, it's so many years, man. I'm trying to recall one right now, and I can't off rip. You know, it's just time, man, time. But you're talking about 20-something years ago. But yes, Crazy Joe. We all love Crazy Joe. Where is Crazy Joe now?
I know who wrote Crazy Joe.
Joe, right. So what's my brother's name again,
James,
though?
Dr. Brown, James Brown.
James Brown. Thank you, man. Duh, right. Now, I remember the poem Crazy Joe. Yes, right. There we go. Yes,
synthesizing, analyzing, synthesizing, breaking it down.
Breaking it, analyzing. Other brothers sitting around analyzing, synthesizing, breaking it. Yes, brother. Yes. Yes. Analyzing, synthesizing, breaking it. God. Yeah. Thank you, man. It's been so long. Wow. It's been so long. I'm ashamed that I don't remember this, but now I remember. But yeah. Yes. Crazy Joe. So
that era, how has it influenced you to this day? I mean, I know it still flows through your veins like ether, you know?
Yeah. It influenced me because it got me to a good start. It got me lifelong connections and love here in the city. People remember Mahogany. People met at Mahogany, you know, and they had kids from Mahogany, you know, which is beautiful. A lot of couples, you know, people started dating and lifelong relationships and all types of things came from Mahogany. So that whole era of being an artist in Detroit, you know, that early to mid 90s, well, actually for me, it was mid to late 90s era. In Detroit, being an artist was amazing, man. It just was the best time. You know, I think about it all the time. It was beautiful, and you know, it got me going to, you know, it got me where I am right now. It's like I don't live in that because that was the past and it was beautiful, but it definitely got me on a good start, and you know, I like to reflect on it with appreciation because, you know, I'm lucky. I'm blessed to have made it here right now. You know,
that's what's up.
You know, to be a serious artist. I mean, if I could picture myself having more money and all that back in the day, definitely I would have pictured myself having more money and more of this and more of that, more like things. But as far as being the creative that I am and having the mind that I have right now and the mindset that I have as a creator, I'm grateful that time got me here. You know, going through that time. The people I met, the words I was able to hear, the poems I was able to read, you know, those things inspired me to be better. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this question. Something along the lines of the acumen of the business. What are some focal points to the business of artistic expression? You know, some of your words to the wise or focal key points about the business of artistic expression.
The business aspect of it is that, you know, you need people on your side. You want to cultivate relationships that are genuine. You want to show up for people. They'll show up for you. They're more likely to show up for you. But if they don't, that's okay. You showed up for them. You know what I'm saying? Keep that energy going, which is that point of appreciation and showing up. That's really important. You can't make everything. Of course, I don't go to events and all that like I used to. But when you have the energy, when you're young, and you know, you got the time and all that, then go to the thing, show up for people, show love, sit in other people's audiences. You know, don't just demand that they be in yours. That's really important.
Right.
That'll get you going with the grace. Now that'll get your business started out right. That having that mentality. Now, once you get into the business, I would say that basically learn how to promote online. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to market your shit. I see so many people making bad flyers and doing bad marketing that equals bad results. You know what I'm saying? And so I would say to get familiar with that, take some classes. Don't be afraid to spend some money in the right way with the right source. Do your research. You know, ask questions, but don't be afraid to invest in your business. Like really invest time, information, you know, learning, you know, all that. So it's really about educating yourself. That's really important. Have integrity, you know what I'm saying, with your shit. You know, A lot of times we get caught up in things, starting out having the best intentions, but these things cost money, and before you know it, you might be owing somebody or something going on, this and that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just have integrity with your shit, own your shit.
Yeah.
If you start off rough and you have some rough patches, you got to make some amends and do that. Definitely, I had to take my ass to the ATM 2 days after events to pay somebody from an event 2 days before. You know, so I've done that.
Yeah.
Or a week later or whatever. You got to have, you just got to go through that shit sometimes and learn how to apply those lessons, and don't bite off more than you can chew, basically. Take your time.
Yeah.
Deal with your ego in business because it ain't all about you. What else? Man, there's so many tips, bro. I can save more for they can come to the workshop. It wasn't
right. I got a cosmic question for you. Intrametropolis or intraplanetary? What is the ideal vehicle?
Oh Lord, bro, you be getting deep, man.
Metropolis or intraplanetary? What is the ideal vehicle on traveling in between either of those places? It could be spiritual answer, a physical answer, or political answer.
Meditating, digging within. It's all of us. All of the universe is in us, right? So therefore, we can just tap in.
That's
I think that's how you get anywhere truly. If you're not on feet, you know what I'm saying, or in a car or some shit. You know what I'm saying. If you want to really in dimensions like that, where it's like you want to tap into ancestors, you want to tap into the earth, the spirits, to other galaxies. Like, who knows? But all this is possible. I know it's possible. It's all about knowing how to do it and having the stillness and knowing how to really do it. Like, that's mastery levels of shit. So I have no idea. I just know what I've read and what I've experienced personally in my life. But I think that it starts with really kind of tapping into yourself. Maybe being still and taking it from there. Okay. That's a deep question, man. So that's the best answer I got right now.
You gave a deep answer, yo. That was right. That was right on point as far as what I was trying to hear. As far as where I was going with it. Is interesting because no answer is the wrong answer because the answer is coming from you as an individual, and
that's real.
I think everybody will have a unique answer for that question. What do you have in your favorite playlist at the 3rd and the 5th position?
Hold on. I'm on Spotify right now. You put it on speaker.
Okay.
All right, you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So favorite playlist on here.
Your favorite playlist at the 3rd and the 5th position.
Okay. It's not that one. Hold on. Okay, ultimately about this. Well, I'm gonna say this one. All right, 3rd is "Ordinary Pleasure" by Toro E. Moy. Is it 3rd and 5th?
Yeah, 3rd and the 5th.
Okay, "Ordinary Pleasure" by Toro E. Moy. So it's TOROY. No, it's TORO space Y MOI.
Okay.
And then there's Montego Sunset by the Minahan Street Band.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
what 2 genres is that? Hip hop and something else?
No. Tony Moy is like funk, soul, pop kind of vibe. More funk, soul, I would say. Tori Moy. Montego Sunset is like kind of like, I don't know if it's Caribbean.
Okay. That's what's up. That's interesting. I had to study that one. Okay, I got 2 more questions. and
All right.
then and then
We're in a minute, brother. So let's knock these out.
huh?
I talk a long time, by the way, so I know that. Can you hear me?
What you say?
I said I know I talk a lot, man. So I'm not.
No,
giving
you
short
good.
answers.
You good. This is this is to be thorough. You know, I was telling somebody else. I say, you know, everybody has a lot to say. You can't really just break down stuff you've experienced and just expect it to be, well, I'm gonna be 30 minutes. I'm gonna be this. No. Express yourself freely, and you know that way people know. You ain't got to worry about being sound bitten by somebody, and I said more than that, you know, and it ain't out there, you know. But a couple more. Let me ask you this one: what should a man cherish the most about a woman that loves or once loved him?
That she trusted you enough to give you her love in the first place. Like that she decided, if she loved you or once loved you, that at some point she had faith in you. To really love somebody, you gotta have faith in them. And this thing of true love, you know what I'm saying? So whether you deserved it or not, at one point she did. And you said, what should you
cherish the most about a woman that loves or once loved?
Just the ending experience, man. Just the whole experience. You know, everything from the first date, the first conversation, the first interaction, to, you know, the lessons learned. You know what I'm saying? In it, you know, and if she currently loves you, and you love her as well, then, you know, let this be a mindful thing to, like, you know, nourish it and take care of it, tend to it, you know, and really treat it like it's supposed to be. You know, ain't nothing worse than being an old fool reflecting on past loves. You know what I'm saying?
You right about that.
That shit don't feel good.
You right about that.
You
right about that.
Yeah. And a lot of men, especially working at Mariners Inn, that's a common story. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and brothers admit it, and we talk about it all the time. I've been there, you know, and so it don't feel good. So I would, you know, anybody that may read this, I would definitely tell them to, or hear this or whatever, however this goes out there. I would recommend that they, you know, treat you know, water their lawn, man. That's it.
Now this is the last question. Then after this one, I want you to bless us with a medley of your gift. This is the last question. Then the medley of your gift. If you were and I guess you can answer this question with a medley of your gift.
How about I answer the question? I give you one poem. How that sound?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's up to you.
Like
it's
a medley. I'm thinking like different things.
I mean, you know, it's up to you how you put that medley together. Okay. You know, if you were to stand before God in the mirror and He were to ask you, "What have you done with my poems?" How would you respond?
I tell him I wrote poems for the people that you know, the lives that you bless this earth with, you know, the people that usually don't get poems about them, or that deserve the poems the most, I should say, you know. I've written honest poems, and I've done it, you know, I've learned to grow through it all. I never thought I was done learning or growing, you know. I would want to show God appreciation for the, you know, being able to write these poems. So I would say, definitely. I wrote poems for the city. I wrote poems for this place that you blessed me to be here and to learn from, you know, which is Detroit. So that means something, you know, to know that these things will be here and that I've shared them with the people here, you know.
That's what's up.
So, I'm sure. I mean, this is God, man. I would like to think of something better.
Right. It's all
right. That's honest right now.
That's it right there.
I did it for us. Yeah, I mean, I did it for us. You know, that's what I did with the poems that you blessed me to be able to write. Yeah. That you written through me, or however this works. You know, that we written together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? However this works. That's what I focused on the most. was honesty, and self introspection, and really being about it and not wasting my time with it. You know what I'm saying? I've never been like a time waster when it comes to my words. In other ways, sure, but not with my words.
Yeah.
So,
alright, now give it up, finger snaps, toe taps for the one, the only, the infamous, the illustrious Fluent.
my brother Blue. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Blessings,
Yes,
brother.
Sir. Blessings, brother. So I don't know how you're gonna use this, what this is for, but archive it, keep it, and that's what it is.
Okay, bless us with one of your poems.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. So I'll just read one of my. This is the one I always be reading. It's kind of this is a nice closing to this, I think, though, which is, of all the many dreams I hoard, tickets for flights I've yet to board, where the soil is rich with words and joy. The palms are weathered, yet still support the women weathered, but still comfort. Where leaves and fall, the chords and bees in spring don't sting, they sing. Ha! My lonely heart tethers to one escort. My mane has roots in dear Detroit. There you go.
That's what's up. Thank you very much, brother. I am indeed honored that you took this time to answer these questions that I put forth to you. And I know this is going to be a wonderful project, and I'm inspired to put stuff together. So I've been anticipating this a long time, and I really, truly appreciate you.
My brother, no doubt, man. Appreciate you asking, brother.
Yes,
and I will
sir.
talk to you soon. All
right, peace.
Peace, man.
WJZZ. We just sleeping, cause we chill like that. Sundown sounds, vibes, saxophones, Stitch, Skeeter, Kente, Belgrave, Greene, Blakey, Bay, Clean. Mojo electrified our youth. The Wiz took us to Ed's. Coco and Foolish schooled us kids. I'm from the North End, Northern Clay, Oakland, Euclid. Detroit did. I remember when the Riverwalk was just talked to the MacArthur Bridge. But we manifested all this COVID blueprint. Prune face, Patterson interference. But our soul is the music that renders time irrelevant. Mahogany gave us Fluent, so we play our instruments to put out gentrifiers, youth, elder, elements higher. Even though nowadays some grandmas be 45, Corona teaching us now how majestic it is to simply be alive. In spite of housing abatement, we be transcending consciousness of Carl Jones or Sigmoids. So shame Satan with a statement. Please write about Detroit.